There's three main components whenever you're hiring somebody. Number one for me is if you don't fit in culturally, you're not going to ruin my culture within my organization. Number two, do you have drive? What is your motivation? What's your purpose? And then number three is sales. Are you coachable? What's your closing percentages? What are, multiple KPIs and things that we look at? Man, it's been a up and down battle. It has been crazy since we founded the company in September of 14. Now, mind you, we were hiring in classes of, 3 to 5 people back then, and now we're in 20 to 25, and hopefully going to get maybe not this next. We have one class that's in training right now. I think there's 22 there. I think we're going to try to get 25 in the next class, and then we're done for the year. But next year, I think we're going to go to between 30 and 35 is what I'm anticipating. But any which way, man, it's been crazy. So if you're going through hard times right now with hiring good people, hopefully you can get a couple of nuggets from this and do the things that I've implemented. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to give you some more insider information. Anybody that ends up working with us on the FMO side, we're more than happy to kind of give you our entire A to Z playbook on how we're hiring and recruiting and hiring people. So any which way, so 2014, like I said, we didn't know anything from anything, but from 2014 to 2019, we hired only licensed agents. Now, mind you, it was typically licensed agents that were in the Medicare space that didn't make it at one of the call centers around. That didn't work out. I can tell you that didn't work out. If they didn't work out at one of the call centers around, and they got terminated, whatever they got terminated for, they're probably not going to work out with me as well. And that's definitely what we saw. Now I do have some agents that, has worked with me 7, 8, 9 years, okay, that I have, gotten from a couple. Now, not me actively going out and stealing those people. I've never done that. I never will do that. It's not in my blood. It's not in my DNA to be that person. They just decided to leave or got terminated, whatever it is. I still do have a few people, but I've hired a lot more than a few people. So needless to say, 2019 came around and we said, hey, no more hiring from any of the call centers, no more hiring licensed sales agents in general. Let's go ahead and put them through their 215, their life and health license. I know it's called different in different areas. So let's get their life and health license. Let's train them the way that we want to train them, and we'll be good to go. Well, got into 1 or 2 classes, I believe, in 2019, and then guess what happened in 2020? COVID hits. Everything shuts down from Pearson VUE and getting their life and health license. They weren't able to test and all that other crap. So we had to go back in Q2, Q3 of 2020 to hiring licensed agents. Didn't work out before that. Didn't work out again. So we really didn't get a good crack at it. I think they started doing the online testing in 2021. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was like mid-year. It might have been Q2, Q3. They started doing the online testing, and we started going back to, okay, hey, we're gonna go ahead and do the schooling. And now I outsource the third-party schooling. So we use shout out to OSA, Florida School of Insurance. We've used them for a number of years. She comes in 3-4 times a year. She does the trainings. And then we have somebody in there with the trainings or that pops their heads in. Okay, so prior to originally the first couple of years of working with her, and then I'll come back to 2021, first couple of years of working with Florida School of Insurance, we didn't have much that we did internally with that group. We pretty much, they came in, hey, welcome to the team. You pass your test, it was a conditional hire until you passed your test. If you pass your test, we paid you for the 2 weeks that we still do this today. we pay you for the 2 weeks that, the week that you were in the class, the week that you trained, and then we cover all your cost. Okay, if you end up failing, I know we pay for some of it. I don't know exactly what it is. So again, feel free to reach out to me. I can get you more specifics on that type of stuff. But anyways, we did not have anybody that really coordinated it, not anybody that was sitting in there, not anybody. So her average pass rate, mind you, is probably some of the better pass rates in Florida, for what she did, but she wasn't there to babysit. She was there to come teach a course, and if the people wanted to pass, they would pass. My classes keep fogging up. You would think I'd get new glasses because they do this every single day. She's there to teach the course, get the 40, 60 hours that are there, and she's really good at what she does. And that's that. Well, we implemented late last year, I think it was Q3 of last year, where we actually have somebody that's doing homework assignments, making sure that they're doing their homework assignments, studying. Okay, for the people that aren't studying, we just cut them loose. Like, hey, listen, if you can't do what we ask you to do today, you're not going to do it tomorrow. So we went from about a 65% pass rate to almost a 90 on this last class. I think we were like 88%. So on average, I think we've been at 85% pass rate. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so let's backtrack to 2021. We weren't hiring the right way back then. Now, we were getting them in, we were getting them licensed, but we were just hiring anybody and everybody, and we're still very picky and choosy on, making sure that they fit in culturally, okay? And we've always had a really good culture. Everybody says they have a good culture. Come to my office and check out my culture. You tell me if we have a great culture or not. Everybody says they have a great culture and everything else. Come to my office and check it out and you'll see. So we just weren't hiring the right people. Culturally they were great. They were a great fit, great people, great humans, everything else like that. But man, a lot of the people that we hired were young. Not saying that young's bad. I started my first company at 24, right? I'm built different though than most. Okay, I can tell you that. I mean, I know I'm built different than most, but we just hired. We hired based upon culture versus actually, hey, like, is this a good sales fit? Do they have a good sales DNA? So we implemented a program. I'm not going to say what it is. Like I said, you can get my playbook if you work with us. We implemented a program which is like a sales testing program, and it worked out well. Pretty much said, hey, listen, this person definitely has the mechanics to be a really good salesperson. They've got culture, and this is probably in 2022, early 2023. So now we implemented this, and it worked out much better. Like, these are good salespeople. They fit in culturally. And we were using two assessments. We were essentially doing an assessment to see if they were fitting in culturally, okay, and then we were using an assessment to see how good of a salesperson they were. Both of them work well if you use them the right way. We weren't using them the right way for a while. Okay. So 2023, I'm like, man, so what the heck? We implemented this sales assessment. It worked. Those people that we hired were really, really good for a number of months. But again, we were still hiring people that didn't have drive, that didn't have that hunger, that didn't have that motivation, the purpose, the whys, right? We were just hiring, we were hiring some people that didn't have, like I said, that hunger. That's the easiest way to do it. Hungry to be successful, hungry to provide for their whys. Even though they seemed like they might have been hungry up front, they didn't have a whole bunch of purpose behind it. Why were they hungry? Was it for their family? Was it because they own a whole bunch of, they own a house, they own some vehicles, right? They've got to take care of their parents or their grandparents, or they're taking care of somebody. So what we ended up finding out after taking a step back and looking at all the people that we've hired over the number of years is the fact that there's three main components whenever you're hiring somebody, right? For number one, for me, is if you don't fit in culturally, you're not going to ruin my culture within my organization. Okay, you're not. So that's number one to me. Is some other people internally it's not, but for me, it's number one. Number 2 is now it's, do you have drive? What is your motivation? What's your purpose? How hungry are you as an individual? Which to me is now the biggest thing that we look at. Not my number one thing that I think of, right, whenever I'm talking to somebody, but it's the biggest thing that we look at now. And then number 3 is sales, right? Are you coachable? What's your closing percentages? What are, multiple KPIs and things that we look at? Now, back up again. 2020, 2022, pass rates are, 2023, pass rates are getting way better. We implement this new, the way that we're looking at the profiles and the people and everything else like that this year, and man, has it been a night and day difference. Now again, we just implemented a lot of this with our very first class, which we were kind of halfway through that first class, and it's worked out very, very well for the people that have checked off all those boxes. The second class was great, and this third class, man, I mean, it looks like it's going to be very, very strong. And we expect to, just keep fine-tuning it moving forward. Now, one thing I do want to say is, we hire less than 1% of resumes that come through our door. Less than 1%. Okay. Now, I'm in Tampa Bay, right? So it's a little bit different. I'm sure other people in other areas don't have that type of stuff, but I will also tell you that we also put a lot of go to our YouTube page, go look at our culture videos, go to our recruiting page, go to some of that type of stuff and look at some of the things that we do. More than happy to share that information. We do get a lot of resumes in because we have a lot of great accolades, in the Tampa Bay area. And INC 5000, so 500 and 5000, we've actually qualified for both. There's a lot of work that goes into getting the resumes in, and we've done a really good job with that over the past 10 years. And then really sifting through the crap, I don't know if that's the right word, but sifting through the resumes to find the right people. And then our actual recruiting process before they're conditionally hired, before we bring them into the 215, it's like a 4 or 5 step process. Like, it's a 4 or 5 step process that my team does to ensure that we're getting, I think we have like 3 or 4 different phone screens with that individual. We want to make sure they want it as much as we want them. Right? They've got to want it. We've got to want it. We've got to be a good fit for each other. And then, there's some question marks as well. And then that goes up to my sales managers upstairs. They go ahead and make the ultimate decision and say, yes, I want this person. So, hey, listen, I am already at 13 minutes. Hopefully this was helpful, useful for you. Like I said, more than happy, what's a value add of working with Elite Insurance Partners on the FMO side of it? These little nuggets right here, right? These are little things that you're not going to be able to get from the traditional FMOs that are out there that are just giving you compensation, more than happy to kind of open up our playbook for you. The questions that we ask, the technologies that we use, the systems, the tracking systems that we do. And this doesn't have to be for 20 people. Like, you can do this with one person. If you only want to hire one person, hire the one right person first. Okay. Then go to 2, then go to 3, then go to 5. That turns into 10. That turns into now 20, 25 of where I'm at. Okay. So listen, would love to have a conversation with you. Visit us on theelitebrokerage.com. Shoot us an email at brokerage@teameip.com. Comment on social media, send me a DM, send me a message on one of the groups or wherever this thing's displayed.